I believe that a good jazz practice routine should have 3 elements, and that is exercises that employ technique. You have to take care of your technique, that's a given. You want to keep fit. Exercises that make use of cognitive playing. Cognitive playing simply means practicing something that is going to keep you aware and in the moment. And secondly, something that you can apply in real time in a jazz tune. The most important one for jazz, you really have to be aware of what you're doing at every point, and so you need exercises that assist with that. And while just playing, it's good to just practice the muscle of playing without stopping and starting and just thinking in the moment, right? All of these 3 for me encompass a good jazz practice routine. Technique exercises can include something like scales, something like diatonic major series, so putting a metronome on and doing something as simple as bebop major scales, and then you could do it in triplets, right? You can do and then you can do it in quavers or eighth notes. And each one will take you to either 1 octave, 3 octaves, and then 4 octaves. Something else could be like taking a major scale and practicing it as diatonic major 7s. What I mean by cognitive playing, and as I said, I think this will be the most important one for me in jazz. So for me, that's something like Barry Harris chord movement up major scale, or playing in closing minor 6 chords with a related diminished. So for example, this is the Barry Harris move. You can do 3 notes. For me, this is cognitive playing because I'm aware of what I'm doing. Not that you aren't aware in the scales. The scales you're just playing, similar motion, 1 note at a time. But now I'm starting to play chords, and I'm starting to recognize that I'm on chord 1, then I'm on chord 2, which is minor 7, then I'm on chord 3, minor 7 again, chord 4 major, 5 dominant. This I could also apply. For example, if I have a tune like I can implement it in real time, you know what I mean? Or for cognitive playing, you could practice enclosing minor 6 chords with their related diminished, which is something that you can use in a tune. It actually helps you practice block chords. So that would be, here's a minor 6 chord, I'm doing C minor 6, and the related diminished would be, and you would want to go up the scale. It's actually such a nice sound. Something that I spent many years practicing because I really wanted to get under my finger. So this is block style, close position. But you could also do drop 2, root, and then you do 5, 6, and 3 on top. But of course, where could you use such things? A really nice place that I've found to use is, any tune that, is predominantly minor. I could do. works really well there. And so this is cognitive playing. And then you also just want to practice playing. And under playing, I think there's again two kind of, important things: intermediate playing and actual playing. And what I mean by intermediate playing is, how sometimes when you sit and practice and you just feel like playing, but then sometimes you'll stop and start and fix something and then continue, and then you'll stop and be like, I wonder what this would sound like, and then you try it and then you continue. That's intermediate playing, I'll call it that. And then there's a time where you're just like, you know what, I'm going to put on a backing track and I'm just going to play. I don't care if I missed that lick that I had in mind. So I've also created this infographic. I actually did this quite a while ago. I wasn't sure how I was going to share it, like what kind of content I'm going to make around it, because when I was at college, which I did my most practicing, I always reminisce about those days. But then I always had like a timetable of like, okay, I'm going to do this here, and then Tuesday I'll do this, and then the next hour I'll do that. And I realized that these are actually the three things that I would touch on. I touched on cognitive awareness in my playing, I touched on technical exercises, and then I would just literally put on the timetable, just play, exclamation mark. So here with me, I have the weekly jazz practice schedule that I put together for you. For example, I pretty much give you 3 hours that you should be doing and how to spend each hour. So for example, Monday, I give you what to do for technical work, I give you what to do for cognitive work, and I give you what to do for playing, each of which is dedicated 1 hour. For example, Monday I say practice major scales in all 12 keys, similar motion, hands together. You'll do that for the first hour. If it takes you more than an hour, I suggest that you stop and move on to the next thing. If it takes you under an hour, maybe just do it again at a faster tempo, for example. These are not set in stone. These are examples of how you should be practicing that really helped me, and I think it can help you too if you do it consistently. And then for Monday, I said for cognitive playing, example, do major scales, Barry Harris movement. And then for playing on Monday, I said you practice shell voicings in the left hand using a backing track. These are just examples that I'm giving you. For example, Thursday's cognitive work is to practice rootless left hand voicings, practicing it with metronome. Example of a playing hour on Tuesday, play melody with 3-note voicings over a backing track, whatever song or tune that you're working on. If you need some detailed explanations of some of the exercises that I've put on each of the days as part of the weekly jazz practice schedule, I have also given you links for resources that I've done in the past explaining some of these exercises that I have placed within the schedule, as well as a YouTube video where I actually explain the exercise itself. So for example, I have a resource called 3 must-know jazz standard voicings. PDF for that is available. I have many resources. Another example is major and minor licks. Another important resource that you may want to check out is practicing major scales for jazz. So I explicate different ways in which you can practice major scales that will be pertinent to the actual style of jazz. And then of course I also have my booklet for super beginners if you literally have no idea where to start. A more advanced booklet, 3 Oscar Peterson gospel/jazz fills that you can use to kind of make your playing sound a little bit more sophisticated once you've kind of done the entry-level stuff. Now I'm going to leave you with a 5-minute clip of me just doing some intermediate playing, just so that you can have an idea of exactly how I practice the things that I think about while I'm in the practice. And I hope it helps you to better your practice and better your playing as a result. So I'm going to cut to that clip right now. I've been really enjoying working over I Love You by Cole Porter. And the scale I've been really enjoying is this diminished whole tone, half whole. Yeah. This is got this from Mulgrew Miller. So I've been trying to work it in. It's like a fourth voicing thing. And sometimes I'll stop and I'll be like, okay, D major. This is an A major. Then I'll test myself and I'll say, let me do it in D major, upper fourth. So that'll be. Then in G major. That took me forever. C major and then B flat major and then E flat major and then A flat major, D flat major, F sharp major. Bro, some keys are just the worst. B major, then E major, then back to A major. Yeah, I'll continue. So where was I? So is this diminished? That's so nice. I think I like this tune because it's filled with diminished, and it makes me focus on diminished because diminished is actually such a significant part of jazz. Because it also does that. Yeah, we also have. It really makes me, hone into that, and I would maybe even practice that over various keys, like diminished on that 7. I'm just taking it through other keys. This is literally what the things that I do, but sometimes I won't do all keys, but I just you also have to kind of like be reasonable with yourself, try to be as efficient as possible as well. Sometimes it's just not the time to do all 12 keys. Maybe you save it for when you practice your technique, And sharp 11, I like to focus on secondary dominance. Then maybe I'll do a little bit of improv. Sometimes I miss things and I'm sad about it, but whatever. So you see, this half diminished catches you off guard.